D-backs baseball as the weekend begins. It's a Friday night. Enjoy an Amstel X-Lite. Pull up a chair and join us for what should be a good one. Max Scherzer brings his 3 Cy Youngs to town to face Matt Cook, who's making his 3rd straight start against a Cy Young winner. It's the D-backs and the Nationals right now on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume, Bob Brenly along the way. Max Scherzer comes in here 6-1, leading the league in strikeouts, but the D-backs have seen him before. In fact, when Scherzer came in here last July, Bob, the D-backs were waiting in ambush.
Boy, you couldn't start a ball game better than the Diamondbacks did that day. After 10 pitches, Scherzer was behind 3-0. David Peralta led off the ball game with a long home run to right center field. A.J. Pollock goes right down the left field line with a line drive home run of his own, and then Jake Lamb touched one off. Jeff Mathis had an RBI single later in that inning. It took a Brandon Drury bases loaded single to walk off the Nationals in that game.
And of course, Scherzer, the former D-back here with his 3 Cy Youngs. He's up against Matt Cook, who, as we said, makes his 3rd consecutive start against a Cy Young winner, so he won't be too impressed.
Yeah, the team has won his last 2 starts against Kershaw and the Dodgers, went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 3 earned runs in that game, and then against Justin Verlander and the Tiger, or rather the who does he pitch for? Houston. 6 1/3, 6 hits, only 1 earned run in that ball game. Outstanding against some very good competition.
So Matt Cook and the D-backs look to make it 3 for 3 versus Cy Young winners. And the first pitch is coming up on Fox Sports Arizona. D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. By APS. APS works 24/7 to keep you plugged in, powered up, and connected. By Gila River Hotels and Casinos. The card by Gila River Casinos earns you rewards 10 times faster than ever before. Sign up for the card today. And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you'll get more standard features for less money. is brought to you by Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By Santan Ford. We are Santan Ford. By Amstel X Light. Grab the 90 cal 2-carb beer with great taste today. And by Jack in the Box. This season, D-backs home runs score free Jumbo Jacks only at Jack in the Box. Just about set to go. Max Scherzer and the Washington Nationals up against Matt Cook and your D-backs. First pitch from Chase Field is next on Fox Sports Arizona. Roof and panels closed here inside Chase Field. It's D-backs baseball brought to you by Amstel X Light. Welcome in Steve Berthew, Bob Brenly, Kate Longworth with you. The Washington Nationals are here. They've won 11 of 15, and along the way they've outscored their opponents 80-40. So it's all order here for Matt Cook and the D-backs tonight. Let's take a look at the Washington lineup. That's presented by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Change at the top tonight for Dave Martinez. Trey Turner takes over that leadoff spot. Bryce Harper moves down into the 2 spot. He'll be out in right field. Anthony Rendon at third base. Big Matt Adams down at first base. Andrew Stevenson will be out in left field with Michael A. Taylor in center. Pedro Severino doing the catching for Max Scherzer. Wilmer Defoe, the second baseman, batting ninth tonight.
And your Ram truck starting pitcher for the D-backs is Matt Cook, 27-year-old right-hander. Tonight making his 3rd consecutive start against a Cy Young winner, and the D-backs won both of Matt's 2 previous outings.
And he was himself in those first 2 starts. We talked about trying to match up against the Cy Young winner and maybe getting away from your game, but Matt Cook did not do that against Kershaw and Verlander. Just continued to pound the bottom and edges of the strike zone.
A look around the diamond at the D-backs defense tonight. That's brought to you by E.D. Marshall Jewelers.
Gerard Dyson getting a start in center field. No A.J. Pollock tonight. David Peralta will be in left with Chris Owings over in right field. Daniel Descalso and Nick Ahmed on the left side of the infield. Ketel Marte and Paul Goldschmidt on the right side with Alex Avila doing the catching for right-hander Matt Cook.
Well, buckle up. You're riding with the cowboy tonight. Joe West is the plate umpire calling the balls and strikes. Doug Eddings at first base. Marty Foster is our second base umpire, and Mark Ripperger's at third. And we have just enough time here, BB, to get in your Valley Honda dealers key to the game.
Cy who? So far so good for Matt Cook in 2 matchups against former Cy Young winner. See how he does tonight against Max Scherzer.
Last night, only the 3rd time all year the D-backs dropped a series opener. Both times when it happened previously, they won the next game. Trey Turner, the shortstop, leads it off, and we're underway on a Friday night here in downtown Phoenix. Turner hitting .273 with 3 home runs. He had a couple of singles last night. Came around to score the winning run in the 11th inning on that Matt Adams RBI single. There's the cutter for Matt Cook. He's ahead quickly 0-2. Matt, when he's been successful, which is just about all the time, is a guy who's just out there throwing strikes. Good command with his pitches, puts them in good spots. This is off the corner there. Fastball's about 92, mixes in the cutter and curveball, and throws a changeup just enough to sort of establish that he's got one. Bryce Harper on deck. Popped up first base side. Goldie's over there. Out of play.
That goes without saying. Trey Turner's a guy you'd like to keep off the bases. Trey Turner and Michael A. Taylor between them have 22 stolen bases. Turner has 12 of those. The team has only 34. So keep an eye on Taylor. Keep an eye on Turner. Don't worry too much about the rest of the base runners.
Taylor bats 6th tonight, playing center field. Still 2-2 on the shortstop Turner. Missed with a cutter upstairs, and now it's full 3-2. Alex Avila behind the plate tonight.
Well, even when he finds himself in this case in a full count or a 3-1 or a 2-0 count, a hitter's count, Matt Cook just still challenges the edges of the strike zone. That's his MO. That's what's worked well for him up here at the major league level. There's no reason to think he's going to do anything differently tonight.
Turner hits one toward the left field corner. Peralta will watch it go. Trey Turner, number 4. And now it's the Nationals who hit a home run to lead off the game. 1-0 Washington.
Well, let's stop it right there. Trey Turner measured that one, just snuck it into the bleachers out there near the Diamondbacks bullpen in straightaway left field.
4th home run this year, give it up by Matt Cook.
Yeah, once again, challenges of a strike zone. 91-mile-an-hour fastball in the inside corner, but Turner able to get the barrel on it and keep it fair down that left field line.
And now Matt will deal with Bryce Harper. D-backs have 3 infielders on the right side. First pitch is fouled away. Harper hitting only .228 this year, but he leads the league in home runs. He leads the majors in walks.
He's been in a little bit of a funk his last 5 games. 1 for 21 with only 1 walk. No extra base hits, no RBIs in his last 5.
This is belted down the right field line. Foul ball.
Well, you can see where Alex Avila had set up way off the outside corner, and that pitch straight right back over the inside corner. Missed his spot by the width of the plate that time.
Harper tonight batting 2nd in the lineup for just the first time all year. He spent the first month batting 3rd for Dave Martinez. Here's a look at the D-backs defense. It's this one deep to center. Dyson backs up and looks up. Harper pulls up at second base with a double. Couple of hard hit balls early against Matt Cook.
Looked like a breaking ball that just didn't break, just kind of spun out there over the plate, allowing Bryce Harper to extend his arms and drive that ball to straightaway center. Fortunately, David Peralta came over from left field to back up that play. The carom got by Gerard Dyson, but Peralta right there.
Here's Anthony Rendon. Hitless last night. That snapped a 4-game hit streak for him. 282. He's homered twice.
Like Rendon tried to inside out that fastball to the right side of the field, tried to move Harper up to third base, at least with that first delivery.
This is low with a fastball, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, Matt Cook's done a great job this year with runners in scoring position. Opponents are only 2 for 23. That's an .087 batting average. He has induced 3 double plays with runners in scoring position.
One and two. Went with a curveball that time. 2 starts ago, Matt Cook was up against Clayton Kershaw. D-backs beat the Dodgers. And then Matt squared off with Justin Verlander in his previous start. That was Sunday. Matt Cook got the win. And now facing Scherzer in the Nationals. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Anthony Rendon.
A lot of hard stuff early from Matt Cook.
A lot of cutters. Big City, Matt Adams on deck. Had the game-winning hit last night. Another cutter missed. Well, Matt Cook has already thrown 16 pitches, and he's yet to record an out. 3-2 on Rendon with Harper at second. Nobody out. And a run already in.
And if you're Mike Butcher over there in that third base dugout, you're watching Matt Cook closely and wondering, you know, is it a mechanical thing? Is he a little overamped in the first inning of the ball game, overthrowing the ball? Try to figure out quickly what it is that's not working for Matt Cook.
This is in the air to Chris Owings, backing up at the track and right. He's got it. Harper heads for third. And that's the first out in the ball game.
Anthony Rendon was trying to move the ball to the right side of the field that entire at bat from the first swing until the last one. Finally got that deep fly ball to right to move Harper up to third base.
Matt Adams, 298. He's got 10 home runs. D-backs will put 3 infielders on the first base side. Descalso near the bag at third.
Yeah, a lot closer to the bag than he normally would be with no runner at third base. He'd be way over at the shortstop position, but with the runner at third, you got to be close enough to make sure he can't get a walking lead toward home.
Just don't try to pick him off over there.
Oh, please.
Little miscommunication on the Bradley balk last night. Archie thought he saw a sign, and he stood up and answered all the questions, said, "My bad, I got to own this. I messed up." This is lifted to very shallow center. Long run for Dyson coming in. Harper stays put. 2 outs. Well, it'll be a nice job by Matt if he can strand that run at third, keep it 1-0. He'll work to the left fielder Andrew Stevenson.
Yeah, if he can get out of this inning right here, as hard as he's had to work, only the leadoff home run on the board right now. Get his team back in that dugout swinging the bats.
Stevenson, 323. He singled off Archie Bradley last night. He was 1 for 4. No shift with Stevenson up there and 2 outs. Here's the Matt Cook changeup. That was a pretty good one right there.
Starts it right in the middle of the strike zone, and watch this fading action as it gets into the hitting zone. Just moves far enough off the end of the bat to get the swing and a miss.
Down and away from the left-hander. On the ground to Marte. Well, Matt Cook, nice rebound, strands Harper at third. D-backs coming up against Cy Young Scherzer. Washington, it's Max Scherzer, who's won 3 Cy Young awards, including the last 2 in the National League. And he's off to a good start this year. 6-1, a 1.74 ERA. He leads the league in strikeouts.
National League Pitcher of the Month for April. He's got a full variety of pitches out there. A 4-seamer, a cut fastball. He throws a hard slider to right-handers, a slower curve to the lefties. Has a real good straight changeup, and if he's feeling it, he can be as dominating as any pitcher in the game.
David Peralta gets us started. Last time he faced Scherzer in this ballpark last July, led off the game with a home run. 295 and 6 homers. David's had a productive bat lately. He walked out a pair of singles from the leadoff spot last night. He's hit safely in 4 straight. Shoots that one the other way over the head of Turner. And the freight train's aboard. Let's take a look at the D-backs lineup tonight. That's brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealer.
David Peralta, the freight train, leads it off with a base hit to the opposite field. He'll be out in left. Gerard Dyson making his way to the plate. He'll be out in center. Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Daniel Descalso across the diamond at third. Chris Owings will be out in right field with Alex Avila doing the catching. Ketel Marte at second base. Nick Ahmed at shortstop, and Matt Cook, the right-hander, on the mound.
Here is Gerard Dyson in center field tonight. That brings Rendon in from third. Gerard in center field, a scheduled off day for A.J. Pollock. And Torey Lovullo sticking to his usual protocol of consistent days off here and there for his everyday players, and this is simply A.J.'s turn. He needed a day. That's what Torrey told us today.
You know, it's kind of funny because when you're swinging the bat well, when you're getting on base a lot, unfortunately, that's when you need a day off.
Because you're just doing all that running.
You're on base 3 or 4 times a game.
Dyson trying to bunt his way on, and Scherzer throws it away. Peralta heads for third, and Dyson breaks for second. He's in there. A snowball fight in the Washington infield. Second and third, no outs for Goldie.
Well, that's why I'm a big fan of Jarrod Dyson bunting, even when it's not a good bunt. Scherzer gets to this ball in good shape, barehands it, and then just fires it down the right field line away from his first baseman. Boy, that kind of speed puts so much pressure on the defense to make a perfect play, and Scherzer did not make a perfect play.
Waiting for a word from the official scorer. Sacrifice E1. No base hit for Dyson. So second and third, nobody out. Here's Goldie. A big chance for him. 1 RBI in his last 17 games. Got a hanging slider there. Ball 218. He's got 4 home runs.
Against a quality pitcher like Max Scherzer, those are the kind of pitches you have to hit hard somewhere. If he happens to make a mistake, roll a slider up there in the middle of the plate, or miss his spot with a fastball, you've got to be ready to take advantage, because he's not going to make many of them.
Well, quickly down 0-2. Goldie this year 3 for 23 with runners in scoring position. Fastball up at 95. Paul last night 0 for 5. He struck out twice. Scherzer wants to run through the signs just to double check. Pedro Severino back there for the Nationals. Matt Wieters went on the DL today with a hamstring problem after he left last night's game. Scherzer's not loving what he sees from the fingers here. Okay, he's got it. 1-2. Boy, 97 in on the hands like that.
We were talking about Jarrod Dyson's speed, putting pressure on the defense. He got down that first baseline in 3.8 seconds, and he doesn't quickly get out of the batter's box. He can do better than that. But that's enough to put pressure on the Nationals defense. Scherzer threw it away at first base.
D-backs handed a golden opportunity here. 1-2 to Goldie. Lays off a changeup. He's back even 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been a tough month of May for Goldie. 2 for 34. 1 run batted in. Descalso in the cleanup spot tonight. He's on deck. Joe West rings him up on a changeup inside. 1 out.
Well, it faded off that inside corner. He starts it up high in the zone. Looked like it might have been off that inside corner, but they get the call from Joe West behind the plate.
Borderline pitch. Didn't look like Goldie was thinking changeup there. Descalso. 272, 4 home runs. little pop-up first base side. Adams. That hurt. Take a look at the Nationals defense. C.D. Marshall Jewelers a look around the diamond.
That's the left fielder Andrew Stevenson. Michael A. Taylor will be in center field again. Bryce Harper over in right. It'll be Rendon and Turner on the left side of the infield. Defoe and Adams on the right side. As Bert mentioned, no Matt Weeder, so Pedro Severino figures to get most of the playing time behind the plate, and he'll be catching deliveries from right-hander Max Scherzer.
Well, it's up to Chris Owings here. Second and third, 2 down. CO batting .220. He's got 2 home runs. Fastball right there at the knees. Matt Cook, after the Turner leadoff homer, was able to strand Bryce Harper at third with nobody out, keep it 1-0. And Scherzer here has had second and third, nobody out. Trying to keep it 1-0. Big curveball, 0-2.
Well, this is something that's really plagued the Diamondbacks recently. In that 2-game Dodgers series in LA, they were 2 for 27 with runners in scoring position. Last night, 1 for 5. And so far 0 for 2 here tonight.
Big reason why they've been in so many close games lately. Why the bullpen is so taxed. Boy, Scherzer and Severino have had real trouble here getting together on these signs. Max Scherzer, second and third, no outs. He keeps it 1-0.
Tommy John's surgery. Fast forward 1 year later, he was back on the mound for his first game action post-surgery. He threw 33 pitches en route to 3 perfect innings with 5 strikeouts against the A's. An extended spring today. You saw Torrey looking on, many of his teammates there as well. A very special day for the 27-year-old righty. He has really stayed the course this past year, putting in a lot of work. And when I talked to Torrey about so many people showing up to root for him today, he said, yeah, this is a family atmosphere. The team sees him as a brother. Robbie Ray echoing those thoughts. But today they wanted to give Shelby all the credit he deserves. 1 year after surgery, back on the mound, and most importantly, guys, when he walked off the mound feeling good physically and mentally.
Absolutely, Kate. Michael A. Taylor knocks that one down the left field line. And Taylor digs for second. He's in with a stand-up double, his 9th this year. 3rd extra base hit so far against Matt Cook.
Well, Matt Cook comes with a reputation as a strike thrower. That was a changeup he left up over the heart of the plate, and Michael A. Taylor pulls it right down that third baseline. Occasionally when a guy develops a reputation as a command and control pitcher, you need to make other teams aware that occasionally they slip. Don't get so anxious to lean out over that plate. Every now and then you got to stand them up.
So you're saying
pitch inside aggressively.
The catcher Pedro Severino. Matt Cook, who got out of big trouble in the first inning, right back in it in the second. First pitch curveball that time. Severino took over behind the plate in the second inning last night after Matt Wieters left with an injury. And so the Nationals lose Wieters. He went on the DL today with a left hamstring strain. Spencer Kieboom has been called up from AAA, the backup catcher. Severino's mostly been a catch and throw guy. Very good defender behind the plate. A terrific throwing arm. We saw him throw out Gerard Dyson last night. But the bat has been productive. He doubled off Brad Boxberger in the ninth inning last night. Doubled and had a couple of hits in his previous start. That was against the Padres at San Diego earlier on this road trip. Ketel Marte at second base. Taylor advances to third, one away. Well, Dave Martinez still batting the pitcher eighth in the lineup. This was a trendy a few years ago. A lot of teams that were doing it kind of gave up on the idea, but the Nationals are sticking with it.
Hey, one thing for the Nationals, you look at that at bat by Anthony Rendon back in the first inning when he hit that long fly ball to right field to move Harper to third base. He was trying to hit the ball to the right side the entire at bat. Now Michael A. Taylor leads off with a double, and Pedro Severino, whether intentional or not, hit a ball to the right side to advance him to third base.
Infield in for the D-backs. There's a high hopper to short. Nick Ahmed looks Taylor back to the bag and records the outs. Two down.
Hey fans, Mother's Day is this Sunday. Give mom the gift of baseball with tickets as low as $19. The first 10,000 moms to this Sunday's 5 o'clock game will get a D-backs tote bag courtesy of bubbly sparkling water. Check it out at dbacks.com/mom.
Number 9 hitter tonight, the second baseman, Wilmer Defoe, who's had a very good bat lately. 278, 2 homers. Defoe in there for Howie Kendrick, who's got the night off. First pitch changeup is in there. Defoe hitting nearly .440 in his last dozen games, including a pair of homers. Laid down a sacrifice bunt as a pinch hitter in last night's game. Broken bat, and Matt Cook's got it. Once again, Matt Cook strands a Nationals runner at third and keeps it 1-0.
as advertised. A couple runners on base. He strikes out Goldie on a borderline pitch. Got Daniel Descalso to pop up to the right side. And then this has become a very familiar sight for the Nationals when Max Scherzer's on the mound. 70 at-bats this season by right-handed batters against Max Scherzer. He struck out 40 of them.
Wow. Woo. That was with second and third and nobody out. There it is. Leading the National League in strikeouts. He'll face Alex Avila, the catcher, to lead off the D-backs second. And there's a fastball for strike one. Avila 145. He's got 2 homers. Washington puts the shift on. The third baseman Rendon standing in the shortstop spot, the only infielder on the left side. Curveball, and it's 0-2. Alex grounded out in his only at bat last night. 2 for his last 23 at the plate. Zoom ball, 1-2. Max Scherzer has made 8 starts this year, and he's put up double-digit strikeout totals in 5 of them, including Sunday in Washington when he punched out 15 Phillies in only 6 1/3. That's a whole lot of Ks. And one more to the list. That's his 3rd tonight.
He likes to use that slider to right-handed hitters, but it's equally effective against lefties. Starts it down and in, breaks it off the plate. Avila swings right over the top.
Ketel Marte starting to see some signs of that bat coming around. 216 with a homer. And it's been incremental progress, but Ketel singled, walked, scored a run last night. Had a couple of hits Wednesday in LA. Scherzer just missed with a fastball there. And this one is lifted to right center. Taylor back it up on the run. It's over his head. Ketel Marte digging for 3rd. He's in there with a triple. That bat is slowly coming back to life.
Well, this ball is stung right here. That's a cutter that ends up right in the middle of the plate and down right where Ketel Marte likes it. Hits it over the head of Michael Taylor. Well, I'll tell you, once again, any mishandling of this ball, and Ketel Marte is going to try for an inside the Parker, really booking it around the bases. The throw back to the infield was on line to the cutoff man, so Tony Perez-Chica had to throw up the stop sign. That's his first extra base hit in 64 plate appearances. So you're absolutely right. He's starting to heat it up.
Here's TP down there at 3rd. A chance for Nick Ahmed now. Adams creeping in from 1st. Sliders in there upstairs for a strike. Nick 218, 6 home runs. Well, right away, we just showed you how Max Scherzer got out of that 2nd and 3rd no-out jam in the 1st. Here he's trying to strand a runner at 3rd with 1 out. Boy, he's got the kitchen sink.
He really does. He can move it both ways. He can overpower you with a high four-seamer if he wants to. His breaking stuff. We haven't even really seen him use the curveball yet. The hard slider is a devastating pitch, especially against right-handers. He's got it all.
Oh, 0-2 on Ahmed. And the pitcher Matt Cook on deck. Fights off a fastball. Nick 0 for 5 last night. Max Scherzer, drafted of course by the D-backs, has never lost to the Diamondbacks. 7 career starts. He's 5-0 with a 3.13 ERA. Scherzer, the first round pick by the D-backs out of the University of Missouri back in '06. Got him. Went back to the changeup. 4 strikeouts for Scherzer.
We saw everything but the curveball that time from Max Scherzer. He started, Nick, with a slider for a called strike, then a cutter off the plate away for a swinging strike, and then a series of fastballs in the upper 90s that he was able to foul off. He missed badly with that changeup, but comes right back with another one to get the swinging strike 3.
Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. And it's up to Matt Cook now. Well, it was, after all, Zach Greinke's 2-out RBI single in the 5th inning last night that started the scoring.
And even though he only has 1 hit on the season, Matt Cook has looked like a hitter at the plate. He takes a very aggressive rip.
He's looked, as Bob Brenly might say, hitterish.
Hitterish.
Floats a curveball up there. When you've got stuff like Scherzer has, you don't ever have to nibble. He's thrown, let's see, 30 pitches, only 8 of them balls. Marte at third, 2 outs, 0-2 on Cook. Well, Max Scherzer once again leads the D-back runner in scoring position. It stays 1-0 Washington. the game's only run so far. A reminder, streaks were made to be broken. Make history and win $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS. That is a game that has taken our booth by storm the last few years. We're always playing Beat the Streak, usually badly.
Yeah, it's not hard to beat my streak this year. I've been up to 2 a couple times.
That's a rarefied air compared to most of us. Let's take a look at Trey Turner, who led off the ball game with this against Matt Cook.
Well, speaking of rarefied air, a line drive home run just sneaks into the first row out there at the little notch out by the Diamondbacks bullpen.
Harper followed with a double. Matt Cook left him stranded at third. He stranded Taylor's leadoff double in the second. And here's Turner to start the third. First pitch swinging. Shallow right center. Who wants it? They got this thing surrounded. Owings has it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Bryce Harper batting second in the lineup for Dave Martinez for the first time all year. Here's a look at how the defense lines up against him. It's funny, Harper spent the first month of the year batting third. And then on May the 1st, Dave Martinez decided, you know what, I'm going to hit him leadoff. He was just walking too much. And Harper hit 4 homers in 9 games batting leadoff, but had just a 184 batting average. And so today, for the first time, Davey dropped him down to 2 in the order. There's Chip Hale, former D-back skipper, now the Nationals bench coach. 1-1. So Harper's trying to get it going. He doubled his first time up, but in his previous 7 games, he's only gone 3 for 30. So like Goldie, he's really struggling as of late.
It happens to the best of them. Baseball is a tough game. The thing to do to hit a pitch that's moving all over the place, different velocities, different movements.
When you come into this game tonight, Goldie's hitting .218 and Harper's hitting .228.
If you had a chance to take either one of them on your fantasy team right now, would you?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, because somebody's going to pay. That's what good hitters say when they're going through slumps. Somebody is going to pay. Might be tonight, might be tomorrow, might be next week, but eventually somebody's going to pay, and both of these guys are just going to tear up the National League.
And then somebody's going to pay to get Bryce Harper, who becomes a free agent at the end of the year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just missed with that cutter just below the knees. That's a ball. Full count, 3-2.
Just below the bottom of the zone. If you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. Down low, hopefully get a ground ball.
There's a high fly ball deep to center field. Dyson at the track. He's got room just shy of the wall. Harper gives it a ride, but it's allowed out number 2.
Hey, fans, receive 15% off at the Chase Field Team Shop when you use the card by Gila River Casinos. Sign up for the card today.
And Torrey, we trust. They got some great stuff in that team shop. Every time you go in there, there's a couple of cool new T-shirts or a new hat or something. Anthony Rendon flying out his first time up. Floats a curveball in there.
Ketel Marte tripled off the wall in center field in the last inning, and Bryce Harper thought he hit a home run here. He didn't even make it to first base. If that ball hits the wall and stays in play, that's just a long single.
Yeah, we saw Ketel busting it out of the box right away. It's funny about Harper, that double in the first inning was only his third all year. So it's kind of been all or nothing with Harper, either a single, a home run, or that's it. He's got 3 doubles and no triples, so he's not had to run a whole lot, I guess.
He possibly turned some doubles into singles by watching the flight of the ball like he did on that last one.
You're right. 2-2 on Rendon. There's a cutter for Matt Cook, and he gets his first strikeout. Works a 1-2-3 third. D-backs trail the Nationals 1-0. Next 50-50 charity raffle presented by the Arizona Lottery. From home along with all of us at Chase Field, you can win half the pot and help kids in our community. Get your tickets online during every D-backs home game on Fox Sports Arizona at dbacks.com/50-50 raffle. And the winning number gets revealed on the postgame show. David Peralta leads off the bottom of the third against Max Scherzer, who so far has 5 strikeouts.
Just one more reason to stay tuned for the postgame show.
Like you needed another one.
Yeah.
Gracie's out there tonight. Jody, Webby's here now and then. You never know what you're going to see out there. That's a good example of Joe West right there. He's been regarded as a pretty good balls and strikes umpire. That's a low strike. He didn't give him the call. And when Joe West expands the zone, it's generally east-west, not north-south. David Peralta lifts one in the air, and there it goes. Number 7, and we're all tied at 1.
David Peralta now 5 for 13 lifetime against Max Scherzer. Just timed that curveball perfectly, caught it off the barrel right out in front of home plate. An easy home run to right field.
Just the 4th home run given up all year by Max Scherzer. And it's a jumbo jack, a free jumbo jack tomorrow. A Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink. Jaron Dyson.
before we get too much deeper into this inning, partner. When the inning started, Max Scherzer had thrown 31 pitches, 14 fastballs, 10 for strikes. 4 curves, all strikes, 7 sliders, all strikes, and 6 changeups, 3 for strikes.
Goodness. Well, a leadoff homer by Peralta. Now he's behind on Dyson 3-0 with Goldie on deck. Full count, 3-2.
Get off me, ball.
That cutter is coming in right at Gerard Dyson. It was almost chasing him.
That one came to eat right there. You start your swing and realize very quickly that one might hit me in the knuckles. Got the top hand off the bat, pulled his hands in as close to his body as he could just to get a piece of it.
It's the reason he's got 3 Cy Youngs. That one got the cowboy back there. Severino couldn't hang on. Strong like bull, he says. I'm fine. Went to the changeup, 6 strikeouts.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Goldie came up in the first inning, second and third, nobody out, and got caught looking on a changeup inside from Scherzer for his first strikeout of the night. He's 0 for 1. Just pounded away there with fastballs. Right away, 0-2. .44 pitches, 33 strikes. Got him again, a slider. 7 strikeouts for Scherzer.
Our nationwide vision. Eye on the game here. Pitch by pitch. 2 fastballs perfectly located on the outside corner at 95, and then a slider that starts in the same location ends up down low and away. Boy, that's just carving up right there.
Well, Scherzer has at least 2 strikeouts in each of the first 3 innings. 7 for the ball game. Here's Descalso, who popped up on the first pitch to win the first, or his first time up, I should say. Change up away, 1-0.
I mean, that Goldie at bat, that's just textbook pitching right there. Throw a fastball on the outside corner, come right back with another one almost on top of the pitch before, and then throw a slider that moves away from the hitter. Just a tremendous sequence from Scherzer.
There's that tough cutter into the lefty again. It locked him up. Daniel had 2 more hits last night. He singled and doubled. He's got an extra base hit in 5 straight games. Batting cleanup tonight. Chris Owings in right field tonight would be next. Pitch number 50 from Scherzer on the way. 2-2 on Daniel Descalso. Well, Max Scherzer, 3 strikeouts in the inning for the second consecutive inning. He's got 8 punch-outs in the ball game through 3, but we're tied at 1. David Peralta, his 7th. We head to the 4th.
With Matt Cook on the mound, making his 3rd straight start, going up against a former Cy Young Award winner. But although he's young in his career, Matt Cook remains relatively unaffected by the magnitude of these matches. In fact, Tori from day one has said it's Matt's impressive mound presence that has really stood out to him. The 28-year-old told me he knows when you go up against the best, you've got to be at your best. But guys, it's pretty impressive that although he gave up that leadoff home run, he's really been able to stay within himself and work his way out of these jams.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Kate. Matt's done a nice job of settling in. He's retired 6 in a row here as Matt Adams starts the Washington 4th. Fastball just off the plate. Matt Adams is having a monster May. 10 games this month. He's got 7 home runs and 15 RBIs. See where Joe West is calling these strikes. As I was saying before, he generally is not a high strike guy or a low strike guy, but he will expand the zone a little bit east and west. 2-2. Here's a cutter for Matt Cook. He's set down 7 straight.
And Matt Cook settling in nicely. Everything's starting to work well now. Little cutter up there just below the belt. Works underneath the bat of Matt Adams for strike 3.
Andrew Stevenson grounded out to end the 1st. As Kate was mentioning tonight, just the 3rd time in club history a D-back starting pitcher has faced Cy Young winners in 3 consecutive starts. That one bit Stevenson. He's trying to sell it. He's done a pretty good job here. Torrey wants a look.
Never did see a distinctive call from Joe West behind the plate. Hard slider down and in. Yeah, it caught him on the left foot and then hit Alex Avila over into the first base on deck circle.
He was shaking his hand like it hit him in the hand. Oh.
I just know for me personally, I'd rather get hit in the hand than on the big toe. I'd rather get hit anywhere than the big toe.
Yeah, because that's the captain of the toes.
Oh, it is.
Michael A. Taylor doubled his first time up. Mentioning Matt Cook in these starts against 3 straight Cy Young winners. Brandon Webb was the first D-back ever to do it in 08. He beat the Giants' Barry Zito in back-to-back starts, then got a win against Jake Peavy. And the last D-back to do it is tonight's Washington starter Max Scherzer back in 09. He faced Chris Carpenter and then lost back-to-back starts against Randy Johnson when Randy was with the Giants.
You see Webby against Zito twice and Peavy once. The team won all 3 of those ball games. Same thing for Max Scherzer in 09. Chris Carpenter and RJ twice when RJ was a Giant.
But you see they double up there. 2 against Zito and 2 against Johnson. Cook is the first pitcher in D-backs history to face 3 different Cy Young winners in 3 consecutive starts. Kershaw, Verlander, and now Scherzer. Dyson in center field. Stevenson back to the bag, 2 outs.
Hey fans, don't miss the National League Showdown right here at Chase Field this week when the D-backs take on the Milwaukee Brewers. This is a series you don't want to miss as the D-backs are leading the National League and the Brewers are not too far behind. Get your D-backs and Brew Crew tickets now at dbacks.com.
Yeah, the Brewers are on the road. They're getting beaten up in Colorado tonight. The Rockies lead that one 9-4. They're in the 5th inning. The catcher Pedro Severino. Stevenson the runner at first and 2 outs. That one is trying to get through and it rolls into left.
Looked like a cutter up there, belt high out over the plate. Severino, he just likes to swing at the thrown ball. Anything that comes up there in the air, he's liable to take a hack at it, and that time he found the hole in the left side.
So here in the number 8 spot is Scherzer, who grounded out on the first pitch his first time up. 2 on and 2 out. D-backs Nats tied at 1. Turner a home run for Washington. Peralta has homered for the Diamondbacks. Jumps on the first pitch again. Owings in right field on the run. CO won't get there. It's over his head and in the seats. That'll get Stevenson home and it's 2-1 Washington.
Fist pump from Max Scherzer out there at second base. This is a risk you run when you play pitchers shallow, not anticipating them hitting the ball over your head, and that time Scherzer got the barrel on it. That ball went all the way to the base of the fence out there at the 376 mark. Chris Owings not the most direct line to that ball, but ultimately almost got to the spot.
A 2-out RBI double by the pitcher. And here's Wilmer Defoe, the number 9 batter, the second baseman. This is slicing along the line. Peralta long run. And he runs out of room. Defoe's a switch hitter. He's about 300 from the left side. That's where he's homered twice. Goldie's got it at first. Cook strands 2, but Washington gets 1. D-backs trail it 2-1.
Brought to you by Geico on this day back in 2010. Dan Herron recorded the first 9 outs of the game via the strikeout. Now there was a single mixed in there, but all 9 outs that he recorded came via the strikeout. Just wicked stuff from Dan Herron. And still on board and still contributing to the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Dan is a pitching coordinator, works behind the scenes, which is the way he likes it, but he's got tremendous input in how D-backs pitchers attack some of these opposing hitters.
Now, speaking of strikeouts, 28 punch outs in his last 11 2/3. He's only recorded 7 outs that haven't been strikeouts over that stretch.
That doesn't seem fair.
It certainly doesn't.
Chris Owings leads off the bottom of the 4th against Max Scherzer. CO struck out to win the 1st. Well, Chris, in the brief 2-game series at Dodger Stadium, saw starts both at third base and left field. He's in right field tonight, so that jack of all trades deal is starting to kick in. Off day for Steven Souza Jr. today. Torrey does not want Souza immediately going 100% all the time coming off that injury. Steven is in sort of the latter stages of ramping up his return to play program, so there'll be an off day in there here and there before he becomes an everyday guy. This is headed for the right field corner. Harper runs it down. Bryce Harper quickly running out of foul ground there, caught it just shy of the fence.
At that point, Harper is just waiting to feel dirt under his cleats. He's chasing that ball across the outfield grass in right field, and that's a very distinctive feel for your feet when you're running on grass, and you can tell the difference when you get onto the warning track. Only then did Bryce Harper break it down and make that catch in foul territory.
Catcher tonight, Alex Avila, struck out his first time. Scherzer so far has 8 strikeouts. Struck out 2 in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, and 3 in the 3rd.
Well, that fly ball out there to Bryce Harper in right field, only the 2nd out in this ball game that wasn't a strikeout for Max Scherzer.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
That ain't right. Dodgers underway at home hosting Cincinnati. The Reds have an early 1-0 lead on Kenta Maeda. Padres hosting St. Louis. Cardinals lead 3-0. Second inning at Petco Park. That's out of play.
Hey fans, the day after every D-backs win, get 50% off all pizzas at regular menu price using promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Boy, the Giants got pounded at Pittsburgh. Pirates beat them tonight 11-2. Rockies have a 9-4 lead over Milwaukee. They're in the 5th at Coors Field. Floats that slider in there. Caught a seam, says Joe West. 9 strikeouts for Scherzer through 3 2/3. Ketel Marte, one of the highlights here, a 1-out triple in the 2nd.
Blasted that ball out to the deepest part of the park out there at the 413 mark. It ricochets over the head of Michael A. Taylor, and Ketel Marte never breaks stride. Standing triple. Had thoughts about going for home.
It's good to see him do that, especially from the left-hand side where he struggled a bit as of late.
Partner, you mentioned that 11-2 Pittsburgh win over the Giants. Andrew McCutchen in his return to Pittsburgh went 1 for 5 tonight for the Giants.
He needed 5 for 5.
I have to believe he got a big ovation when he was announced there at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Was such a big part of that organization for so long. Really surprised just about everybody in the game when he ended up with San Francisco.
Yeah, he was the heartbeat of that city. There's another low strike that Joe West doesn't call. And it's 3-0. He doesn't give you that pitch very often. Right on the borderline. That one he does call, caught the corner. Boy, Jake Arrieta was dealing in Philadelphia against the Mets, left with a 1-0 lead, but New York came back against that Phillies bullpen, won it 3-1.
Chris Sale had another big night for the Red Sox. Tied his career high with 15 punch-outs in Toronto.
Marte slices this one toward the left field line. Stevenson is there. And Scherzer set down 6 in a row since the Peralta homer. D-backs trail at 2-1.
No matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
D-backs baseball on this Friday night is presented by Amstel X-Lite. D-backs trailing the Nationals 2-1. Matt Cook out there to start the 5th against Trey Turner, who hit a leadoff homer for one of the 2 Washington runs. Max Scherzer's RBI ground rule double was the other Nationals run. David Peralta, a solo shot in the 3rd, the only scoring for the D-backs so far.
Hey, partner, we want to give a shout out and get well wishes to Jimmy Rincon. Jimmy's one of our camera guys. He's been here since the very beginning, and the crew all wanted to send get well wishes and see Jimmy back out here at the ballpark soon, because without him, it's been a rough go.
Yeah, the whole thing just goes to pot. Jimmy's down 1-2. A little too far off the corner for Joe West liking. 2-2. Bryce Harper, who's doubled and flied out, will be next. Anthony Rendon after that here in the Washington 5th. Turner reaches out and pokes that one foul. That was at 60 pitches, 42 strikes. He has struck out 2. He's not walked a batter yet. Kind of your typical Matt Cook outing. Got that changeup in on the hands. Turner not happy. He strikes out.
Yeah, we joked about it with Gerard Dyson. Get off me, ball. Same thing right here for Trey Turner. He really tried to adjust his swing as he saw that changeup fading inside.
That look of disgust on his face. I can't believe I swung at that. They'll put the shift on for Harper. Well, he takes such an aggressive hack all the time. It's like he uses every muscle he's got to swing that bat at the baseball. Right there. Just belts it right at Ketel Marte, right into the shift. That's why he's there. 2 down.
Well, it was only 2 pitches, but how did he go about getting out? Well, he threw him a cut fastball inside that he fouled off, came right back with a fastball away that Bryce Harper lined right to Ketel Marte. That's why you put him there.
Matt Cook so far has recorded 13 outs, 9 of them on 3 or fewer pitches. Very efficient. Rendon 0 for 2. Mentioned how Harper just lined out into that overshift. Our friend Mark Simon reporting that the D-backs are right now on pace to increase their usage by more than 60% over last year. And shifts are up a lot all over the majors this year. Diamondbacks on balls in play this season ranked 12th in the majors in the percentage of shifts they put on by their defense. 3-0. Missed inside with a fastball. First base on balls for Matt Cook tonight. That'll bring up Matt Adams. Adams 0 for 2. And he'll go back to the overshift on the right hand side against Big City. There's that cutter in on the left-hander. 0-1.
And partner, we said at the top of the show that Bryce Harper leading the National League with his 12 home runs. Well, he's tied for the league lead now. Ozzie Albies of the Atlanta Braves hit his 12th home run tonight.
Boy, those Braves, they have a lot of really good young players. They're leading Washington atop the National League East. Atlanta is out front. Nationals are 2.5 games back for the division lead. 3 over 500 coming into tonight. Atlanta lost in Miami 6-3. One and two. Floats a changeup out there. There's a tapper into that shift. There's the third baseman Descalso from well over by second base. A 5-3 putout. They strand the 2-out walk. Chase Field. A tremendous display put up this year at the ballpark in our 20th anniversary season. A reminder, fans, to see exclusive D-backs content and coverage. Stay connected and informed on social media. Be sure to follow and like Fox Sports Arizona on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the whole thing. All your social media content available from Fox Sports AZ. Nick Ahmed leads off the fifth against Max Scherzer, who has set down 6 in a row since David Peralta's home run led off the third. Scherzer so far has not walked a batter. He struck out 9. And he's ahead of Ahmed 0-2.
It's hard not to be impressed by Max Scherzer and the numbers that he's putting up there tonight. When this inning started, he'd thrown 64 pitches. Half of those had been mid to upper 90s fastballs. 32, 21 of those for strikes, 13 sliders, all strikes, 12 changeups, 6 for strikes, and 7 curveballs, 5 for strikes.
Approaching 70 pitches in the ball game. Ahmed reaches down and pokes it to left. Stevenson makes a nice diving catch. Takes a base hit away to start the home half of the fifth.
I would say it all the time, the toughest play for any outfielder is a line drive hit right at them. Stevenson got a great jump on that ball, makes a diving catch coming straight in toward home plate. Nicely done.
Oh, Ahmed was the 17th batter faced by Max Scherzer tonight. He's been ahead 0-2 8 times out of the 17. That fastball to Cook misses low. It's 1-0. Matt struck out his first time.
Well, and it's one thing when you fall behind a pitcher who features 4 average major league pitches and occasionally has command issues, doesn't always throw the ball where he wants to, but when you're 0-2 against a guy like Max Scherzer and he's got 5 good pitches that he could go to, you're in deep trouble.
Well, they're hanging in so far. 70 pitches, 50 strikes for Max Scherzer. Make it 51. Six and 1 coming in, leading the league in strikeouts. And he's punched out 9, bidding for 10. Tell you what, D-backs just picked up an extra base hit. Scoring change.
Bunt.
Yeah. Scoring changed from that first inning bunt. Initially ruled a sacrifice. They've given Dyson credit for a bunt single. So go back into your scoring sheet. First inning, Dyson erased the sacrifice. It's a bunt base hit. Runner advanced on the throwing error by Scherzer, the pitcher, E1. So it's 4 D-backs hits now.
I'm still holding out hope that they'll change some of mine.
You never know. Sometimes they're awfully late. There's a fly ball out to Harper in right field.
2 down. Now to bring up David Peralta. Hey, fans, you know that a D-backs home run today means a free jumbo jack tomorrow at participating Jack-in-a-Box locations with the purchase of a large drink. David obliged everybody with that home run back in the 3rd inning.
He's 2 for 2 so far. He's got half their hits. The offense hard to come by lately. Last night 1 run 8 hits. Tonight 1 run on 4 hits. 2 outs in the 5th. Jumps on the first one there and fouls it back. This was Peralta to start the 3rd.
Boy, waited on a breaking ball really nicely. Just launched it out of here to right field. You've heard me say it before, partner. Even the way he takes pitches, it just looks like David is really locked in right now.
He's hit safely in 5 straight games. Well, if Peralta can just make an out in any way other than a strikeout, it'll be the first time tonight that Scherzer's not had at least one punch out in an inning. He had 2 in the first, 3 in the second and third, 1 in the fourth. One and two. Scherzer 8 starts this season, double-digit strikeout totals in 5 of them. His last start was Sunday in Washington when he punched out 15 Phillies. This is high and away. Full count on Peralta, 3-2 with Dyson on deck. He will sit down. Called strike 3, says Joe West, and that's 10 strikeouts for Scherzer.
Upcoming giveaways right here at Chase Field. This includes the Memorial Day camo cap, the Paul Solo Star Wars bobblehead, and a must-have duffel bag. Visit dbacks.com to see all of the giveaway dates this season.
Andrew Stevenson, the left fielder, leads off the Washington 6th against right-hander Matt Cook. Trying to bunt his way on. 0-1. Stevenson is grounded out. He was hit in the foot by a pitch his last time up. Grazed is probably a more accurate term. Slices this one to Peralta. David runs it down in the gap.
English off the bat of Stevenson. Let that ball tail right back to David Peralta. Looked like it was going to be a ball in the gap, but David had a beat on it the entire way.
Michael A. Taylor has doubled and flied out. Another impressive outing for Matt Cook. He started here Sunday afternoon against Houston, beat the World Series champs 3-1. Matt allowed just the 1 run, 6 hits. He worked into the 7th inning, didn't walk a batter. He's made 4 starts so far and he's yet to allow more than 2 earned runs. There's a lazy fly ball to right center field. Dyson over there in front of Owens. 2 outs.
Well, Matt Cook still executing pitches here in the 6th inning of this ball game. Big curveball to start the sequence. Stole a strike right there. Fastball up and in. Cutter away, fouled off. And then another fastball at 91. Taylor just lofts it high in the air to center field for an easy out.
Our Nationwide Vision Center's eye on the game. Pedro Severino. Hard to short. Ahmed, top shelf. Oh, Nick Ahmed. Every time you look, Nick Ahmed is turning in a highlight reel play. Bottom 6 on the way. D-backs down 1. Bottom 6, the Chase Field. Gerard Dyson will lead it off against Max Scherzer. D-backs trail at 2-1.
Well, look away if you're an offensive player. Max Scherzer's been on top of his game tonight. Got the benefit of a call right there, but he has been crisp with all of his stuff, jumping ahead in counts. Everything working for Max Scherzer tonight. Diamondbacks have had to work hard for every base runner in this game.
Well, Max Scherzer now in his 4th season in Washington. He's been an all-star each of the last 5 years, twice a 20-game winner, and you're seeing why. He's got 3 Cy Youngs. One with Detroit in 2013 and the last 2 with Washington.
I mean, it's easy to watch Max Scherzer pitch and say, man, he has got great stuff.
Dyson, that's trying to get out of play. Rendon is over there and he's got it.
The thing that really separates Scherzer for me is his competitiveness out there on the mound. I'm sure that baseball fans are very familiar with Dusty Baker trying to take him out of games, and it turns very nearly into a physical altercation out there on the mound. This is a guy that takes the ball and expects to be pitching in the 9th inning.
He's a very intense young man out there. Goldie has struck out twice. Up. Bell-tie fastball. Max Scherzer was beaten in Atlanta in his 2nd start this year. That was April 4th. He allowed only 2 earned runs in 5. Washington only scored 1. Goldie lines this toward Harper in right, and he's got it. And Scherzer, since that start April 4th, has not lost since. 5-0 in 6 starts. There is Bo. Now, Bo's the guy we always give a hard time to when we're in San Francisco. He's our stat man there, and he's here. Didn't bother to come by the booth, say hi or anything.
What a guy.
Yeah, he's a heck of a guy. representing Golden State, as he often does. I don't know how he got the night off.
Yeah, he's usually working somewhere.
Well, hopefully someone will see this and give him a hard time. From Steve and Bob, there's Daniel Descalso. Might have to look for one of your staff members to join us in San Francisco. You know, Bo's kind of slacking off, looks like. Once again, Scherzer's ahead of a D-backs hitter, 0-2. Well, if anybody can get to Max Scherzer, it's Daniel Descalso, the way he's been going lately. 386 in his last 17 games. He's got 10 extra base hits over that span. Trying to stay alive here on 0-2. And Adams at first. 1, 2, 3, 6. We head to the 7th. D-backs trail at 2-1. The Astros, Matt Cook pitched into the 7th inning, and he's done it here again tonight against the Washington Nationals, despite Trey Turner's leadoff homer.
Yeah, things could have gone off the rails early in this ball game. The leadoff homer, then a double to Bryce Harper, but he stranded Harper and just put zeros up on the board ever since. He did hit Andrew Stevenson with a pitch in the foot. He later came around to score on a Max Scherzer double, but give up 5 hits and 2 runs to this Washington offense. He ought to be leading in the ball game.
Yeah, that Scherzer 2-out ground rule double for an RBI is the difference in the game so far, and he leads off the Nationals 7th. Slaps that one foul.
Well, we know Scherzer has pitched well against the Diamondbacks in his career. He's also hit well against the Diamondbacks. This was the ground rule double back in the 4th inning that drove home a run. That made him 5 for 15 lifetime against the D-backs, 3 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
That one almost got Matt Cook. Scherzer knocks it into center. He's 2 for 3.
It's not that easy.
It's been a good series for pitchers at the plate after Greinke's RBI last night.
Ooh, right over the head of Matt Cook into center field.
Wilmer Defoe now. Well, Washington has 6 hits and Scherzer has 2 of them. Defoe's 0 for 2. Changeup misses below. 1-0. Defoe in there at second base tonight. He's played a lot of third, or did, while Anthony Rendon was on the DL. But now that Rendon's back, he's back to his normal role, which is the utility play everywhere kind of guy. He's at second tonight for Howie Kendrick. Nationals haven't had the injured Daniel Murphy all year. He's going to be out for a while still after knee surgery. Goldie's got it. They get 1. Defoe can run, and they turn 2. Three, 6-3, 2 down.
A couple of different options there for Goldie. He could have gone to the bag at first, which makes it a tag play on Scherzer going down to second base, but instead he feeds Nick Ahmed, gets back to the bag quickly. A 3-6-3 double play. Nobody does it better.
Here's Kate.
Well, guys, we're watching pitchers hit, but with the D-backs offense struggling a bit, Torrey admitted last night that it's really demanding that the other parts of the game go absolutely right. With the Diamondbacks being involved in 12 one-run games, we're seeing how every play counts.
And we got another one on our hands, Kate. 2-1 as we stretch at Chase Field. D-backs need some runs. Is coming to Fox at FS1. Every match live, over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. Are you a Messi guy or do you like Ronaldo?
Yeah,
exactly. Chris Owings leads off the 7th.
I didn't even see a soccer ball till I went away to college.
Come on, really?
No, they didn't have soccer leagues in Coshocton. Are you kidding me?
Kyle Rote Jr. back in the day. He would always go on the Superstars. Remember that? He would always win that event.
I vaguely remember that name, yeah.
He was the only, I think he played for the Cosmos or somebody. Anyway, Chris Owings, here we are. Max Scherzer has retired the last 12 batters he's faced. He's not given up a base hit since Peralta's homer to lead off the third, the only run for the D-backs tonight. He's got 10 strikeouts. He's not walked a batter. 90 pitches, 65 strikes. What happens, or what happened when you first did encounter a soccer ball? Did you go, you know, what's that thing?
Yeah, I've never seen a basketball that looked like that.
What is this soccer thing you speak of? Harper in right field. He's got it. Well, that's about the third or fourth time they've lined out hard to Harper out there. One down.
Hey fans, plan ahead for Dad while you're gearing up for Mother's Day this weekend. Play catch on the field before the Father's Day game on June 17th with the special event package. Limited spaces remain. Visit dbacks.com/dad for more info.
Alex Avila has struck out twice. Nationals have the shift on. That's another high strike. Joe West doesn't really like those a whole lot. Missed with a curveball, 1-0. Rendon, the third baseman, standing in the shortstop spot. Defoe, the second baseman, back in the outfield grass. Fastball in, 2-0. Scherzer at 95 pitches. His high for the year is 111. That was in his last start Sunday against the Phillies when he struck out 15 batters in 6 1/3. So he's usually right about somewhere between 105 and 110 in terms of the pitch count before he's done.
It seems like a lot of the hard hit balls by Diamondbacks hitters tonight have been foul. And that's speaks to the command that Max Scherzer has, especially on that hard slider. Gets it inside to the left-handed hitters. The only thing they can do with it is pull it foul.
It's already his 6th double-digit strikeout game this year. And he's punched out 11 and retired 14 straight Diamondbacks. Third time he's got Alex tonight.
Up the ladder fastball. Get around the letters. Yeah, Scherzer, we don't talk a lot about his release point, but he has a very low 3/4 release point. His elbow doesn't even get above his shoulder when he delivers that ball. Occasionally he can get underneath pitches and they'll sail on him, but that particular delivery, when his hand is behind the ball where it's supposed to be, it's just devastating to a hitter to try to pick it up quickly.
Ketel Marte has tripled and flied out. Marte, a 1-out triple in the second. He was left stranded at third. D-backs had their opportunities early against Scherzer. They had second and third, nobody out to start the ball game, and couldn't get a run home. They left Marte at third with 1 out in the second, and their only run, Peralta's home run to start the third inning. Marte trying to bunt his way on, pops it up to Adams, and Max Scherzer has set down 15 straight. The games on TV. Stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. It's presented by your Valley Honda dealers. Download the free app. Take Fox Sports Arizona and the D-backs with you wherever you go. Bryce Harper leads off the 8th inning. This is the deepest Matt Cook has ever pitched into a big league game. He has been terrific here tonight. Just 2 runs allowed on 6 hits. He's walked 1. He struck out 3. Harper doubled in the first. He's 1 for 3.
Now, Matt Cook has retired 21 Nationals hitters. 14 of them have come on 3 or fewer pitches.
Tremendously efficient. That's usually his MO. Certainly a well-deserved night of rest so far for the bullpen. Although there's some stirring down there now. Shift is on for Harper. He hits it to Goldie at first. Cook covers. 1 down. Silvino Bracho was optioned back to AAA Reno today. And Jake Barrett is back up here. Jake has looked very good pitching in the Coast League so far. Troy Scribner was added to the roster. There's Jorge De La Rosa. Scribner starts tomorrow against Steven Strasburg. That's an FS1 game. Have it for you at 1:05 tomorrow. 1 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon. That's a little early for us on a Saturday. Well, usually Saturday you turn in a home game. You turn in 5 o'clock start. Yeah, that's the deal. But you know, we're going national tomorrow against the Nationals.
Yeah, and like our old buddy John Kruk said one time, it's easier to stay up than get up.
That's your strategy?
Yeah.
So you got a big night tonight. Kick the soccer ball around. Here's an east-west strike by Joe West, and it's 1-1. Matt Cook's high pitch count for the year, 102. In his first win this season, that was at Citizens Bank Park. He beat the Phillies April 26th. Rendon able to check on the changeup, and it's 2-2. Big City will be next. And Adams 0 for 3. High fly ball deep to center. Dyson looking up, and it's on the home run porch. Anthony Rendon, his 3rd, and it's 3-1 Washington.
A rare mistake by Matt Cook. 89 miles an hour, rather, belt high, middle of the plate. He had made some really good pitches on Rendon earlier in the sequence, but left that one right in the middle of the zone.
2-run lead now for Scherzer. Here's Matt Adams 0 for 3. Shift is on. 7th hit for Washington tonight, and their 2nd home run after Turner's leadoff homer. This one is driven deep to right field. It back up. Owings. Oh, what a play. Chris Owings may have taken a home run away from Matt Adams.
Seal gets back to the wall, times his leap. May have taken a home run away right there. This is our Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing cool play of the game. Yeah, I believe he did.
Allowed out number 2. Here's Andrew Stevenson, the left fielder. We saw Chris in LA earlier this week make some terrific catches in the gap playing left field against the Dodgers. Tonight up against the wall here in right. Going to get another chance. Stevenson will back him up. Still backing up. He's got room shy of the wall. But the Nationals add a run. Rendon's third makes it 3-1 Washington.
Jackson and Mark Grace getting set for our postgame show. D-backs Live presented by CenturyLink. Well, unfortunately, we stand here with the D-backs still at 1 run. Much like last night, 3 of the 4 runs scored in this game via the home run. A lot of fly balls in this game. Matt Cook, though, doing a nice job for the most part.
8 innings, 3 runs. He did a great job. Unfortunately, it's kind of Groundhog Day with the Diamondbacks. Only 1 run, but got a couple chances left. They need to go.
We shall see what happens, and we will see all of you after the game.
Well, guys, there is some good news. Max Scherzer is out of the game, having retired the final 15 batters he faced. And on to start the bottom of the 8th inning, the right-hander Brandon Kinsler. His 21st appearance of the year. We saw him work 1 inning in the game last night. That was the 10th. Dyson had a single. He walked Peralta. Descalso doubled against him. So this is the opportunity. Trailing 3-1. Nick Ahmed leads off the 8th inning. Pitcher spot is up next for the D-backs, and Steven Souza Jr. is out in the on-deck circle. Ahmed fights that off. It's trying to get down, but Harper runs it down near the line. So Souza now will hit for Cook. Steven Souza Jr. 3 for 20 to start his D-backs career. Single last night. He was 1 for 5. Well, Max Scherzer was, well, I guess he was Max Scherzer tonight. 7 innings, 1 run on 4 hits. He did not walk a batter. He struck out 11 and retired the final 15 batters he faced. D-backs have not had a base hit since Peralta's homer to lead off the 3rd. And this is one night after they scored 1 run on 8 hits and lost 2-1 in extra innings last night.
You know, and many times you'll look back at the box score and say, boy, the Diamondbacks missed some opportunities. They missed that opportunity. Yeah, really, with the exception of the 2nd inning, they haven't had many chances to score. A 1-out triple by Ketel Marte, but then Nick Ahmed and Matt Cook both struck out to end that 2nd inning.
Well, there's that old saying, you got to get to this guy early. That was the case with Scherzer tonight. They had their chances and they just couldn't capitalize, and he got on a roll after the Peralta homer. 1-2 on Souza. Our Gold Glover down there. Skip Miller has it. Skip working the left field line. There he is. And our Golden Glover in right field, the Rocket, Roger Rogowski. One and two. Got him. What's next brought to you by CenturyLink. Remember, an early start tomorrow, fans. First pitch at 1 o'clock. Steven Strasburg and Troy Scribner, who will make his D-backs debut. Claimed off waivers from the Angels in April. He was 2-1 with the Angels last year. 10 appearances, 4 starts. He's pitched pretty well down there at Reno. So Strasburg and Scribner, a 1 o'clock start tomorrow. Here's Peralta. He has singled and homered, 2 for 3. Rockies are in a typical Coors Field game against Milwaukee right now. Colorado leads it 10-8. They're in the 7th inning. D-backs 3.5 games ahead of Colorado at the start of play today, leading the National League West. Jake Barrett just up from AAA Reno today, warming up with the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Dodgers are hosting Cincinnati. The Reds have a 5-0 lead there. They're in the 5th. Hard to second. Defoe knocks it down, spins, recovers, and throws him out. We head to the 9th. D-backs trail it 3-1. So far, Trey Turner got it started against Matt Cook, a leadoff homer, his 4th of the year. In the 3rd, David Peralta leads it off against Max Scherzer. That's the equalizer, the 7th of the year for Peralta. That's been all the scoring in the last D-backs base hit. Scherzer has provided the difference. His 2-out RBI ground rule double made it 2-1. They added a run in the 8th inning on Anthony Rendon's solo homer. Our Gila River game summary. The Diamondbacks' last 18 batters have all been retired. And it's another rough night for the offense. 1 run on 4 hits. Michael A. Taylor leads off the Washington 9th against the new pitcher for the D-backs. The right-hander Jake Barrett just called up from AAA Reno before the game tonight. Good to have Jake back here. He was doing very well down there with the Aces. 1-0 with a 1.23 ERA. 20 strikeouts in 12 games in the Coast League. The pride of Desert Ridge High School in Mesa and an ASU Sun Devil. So a badly needed reserve arm back there for Torey Lovullo in that bullpen. Silvino Bracho was optioned back to Reno. So we had Barrett in the bullpen and Scribner, who gets the start tomorrow against Strasburg. Oh, Jake Barrett, welcome back. He strikes out the first batter he faces in 2018.
3 filthy sliders from Jake Barrett. Finish off Michael Taylor rather quickly right there. The last one starts at the knees, ends up in the dirt. Outstanding.
Jake, when he's been here before, has had very impressive stretches. Long periods of time over which he was one of the key arms back there the last several seasons. Here's the catcher Severino. There's a little roller to shortstop. Ahmed has it. 2 outs on 4 pitches for Barrett. Here comes the pitcher's spot. And they'll hit for Kinsler here. Moises Sierra. Sierra grounded out against Yoshi Hirano as a pinch hitter in the 10th inning last night. D-backs will have Dyson, Goldie, Descalso 2, 3, and 4 due up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sean Doolittle, who got his 7th save of the year last night, is going to go for number 8 here. That was a nice pitch by Jake Barrett right at the knees that time.
96.
Bring it. Another one at 96. Sierra 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. His last base hit April 24th. Since then he's 0 for 17. Barrett ahead 1-2. Nice high hop for Nick. Welcome back, Jake Barrett. Bottom 9 on the way.
9th as Sean Doolittle comes on to duty for the second day in the row using the bullpen card. And Sean Doolittle is a huge fan of this. In fact, he said he thinks it's underused if it's not being used every night, because for him it plays well into his game. When he steps out on the mound, Doolittle said it's very important for him to control his breath, control his energy. And he said normally when he sprints out to the mound, that's something he struggles with when he gets on the mound, trying to calm himself down. However, by using the bullpen card and riding shotgun, he said he gets out on the mound and he's ready to go. However, guys, we have talked to our relievers, and they say they like that rush when they run out to the mound.
I would card it myself. Sean Doolittle, thanks Kate, 7 for 7. He got the save last night. He's on to face Devin Marrero, who will hit for Gerard Dyson to start the inning for the D-backs. The Diamondbacks' last 18 batters have all been retired. Their last base hit, David Peralta's home run to lead off the third. So Marrero hits for Dyson. Goldie and Descalso due up next. Devin at 200. 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year. You saw the reaction from the Nationals players in their dugout when Doolittle came in on the card. He was getting a standing ovation from his teammates. 0-2 on Marrero.
You know, partner, it makes me wonder. You watch Sean Doolittle, watch him put his glove under his beard there as he gets a sign from his catcher, Pedro Severino. I wonder what he did before he had a beard.
He had a chin rash. There's a fastball, and he makes short work of Marrero. 1 down. Here's Goldie, who's 0 for 3. Goldie has struck out twice and lined out to right. 0 for 8 in the series. Fastball away is in there, and it's 0-1. Goldie's last home run April 15th. So it's been now 96 plate appearances without a homer. And he's in an 0-2 hole. Belts that one into left. And the tying run comes up to the plate. A.J. Pollock will hit for Descalso. That ends a stretch of 19 straight D-backs retired by Washington pitchers.
Elevated fastball in the 0-2 count, and Goldie gets up on his tiptoes to line that one into left field. And remember his last at bat in this ball game back in the 6th inning, he hit a really crisp line drive right at Bryce Harper out in right field. Another hard hit ball that time.
1 out. Tying run at the plate. Pollock bats for Descalso. AJ 297 and 11 home runs. He was 0 for 5 last night, struck out twice. Diamondbacks not dead yet. Fastball down and in. 0-1. A.J. Pollock has 20 RBIs in his last 20 games. And he's hitting over that stretch, .325. That's a strike. Brad Boxberger warming up. That was a good pitch by Doolittle. AJ didn't like it, but that was in there to make it 0-2. A high fastball.
That's pretty much his standard operating procedure for Sean Doolittle. If he jumps ahead in the count 0-2, he likes to throw that high fastball up above the top of the zone. Goldie was able to tomahawk it into left field. That time AJ fouled it straight back.
Fastball coming
in, yeah. Had a good hack at that one. If the pitcher and catcher are paying attention to a batter's swing, I would expect an off-speed pitch somewhere out of the strike zone right here to AJ. He was right on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Coming in there again with heat. Severino couldn't quite hang on. 95 in on the hands. That was right there. Ooh. Again, we talked about that earlier. Joe West is not big on the low strike, and AJ caught a break with that one. That's a real good pitch. Splitter in the dirt, then he's back even 2-2. Chris Owings on deck. Got him. Chased a high fastball, 2 down.
See all those fastballs inside to AJ. A couple of splitters down in the zone, but the last one at 95 up above the top of the strike zone once again.
Well, the D-backs back on April 2nd were down to their last out, bottom 9 against LA's Kenley Jansen, and Chris Owings came up, hit a home run that tied the game. And the D-backs eventually won it in 15 innings. It's up to CO now, tying right at the plate, 2 outs. Fly ball along the right field line, headed for the corner. Harper's over there, and it's out of play. We flash back to CO. Sends us to extra innings against Jansen in LA. A 3-run homer with 2 down in the 9th. Need some more magic right here.
Well, that long foul ball down the right field line had home run distance. Unfortunately, just sliced into foul territory.
John Ryan Murphy has come out in the on-deck circle. He would hit for Avila if Owings can reach. Fastball is right there, and it's 0-2. Diamondbacks last night 1 run on 8 hits. Tonight 1 run 5 hits. Scherzer struck out 11. 0-2 on Chris Owings. Fly ball right center. Taylor is there, and Washington has taken the first 2 games of this 4-game series. A deep breath for Sean Doolittle, who gets save number 8. And the D-backs drop this one 3-1.
We hate to see another good pitching performance go by the boards. Matt Cook was outstanding tonight, but unfortunately Max Scherzer just a little bit better. D-backs just couldn't get it going offensively tonight.
Diamondbacks Live, the post-game show set to get underway. Gracie standing by with Jody.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, a lot to get to. We'll have reaction coming your way. Kate Longworth in the clubhouse. We'll hear from manager Troy Lavello. But yeah, the guys talked about another great pitching effort. I know Troy Lavello before the game said, you know, we might need TJ McFarland tonight. We'll see what happens. I mean, Matt Cook going 8. That's pretty incredible.
Matt Cook once again answering the call, showing he is a quality major league pitcher. Unfortunately, I guess you could say that was even outpitched tonight by Max Scherzer, who's been doing it for a lot of years. But Matt Cook did a hell of a job. I was very impressed with him. And 3 runs in 8 innings, man, you'll take that every time, won't you?
Yeah, no question about that. As the D-backs offense, well, they struggle to put innings together. They struggle to get hits. Scherzer with 11 strikeouts here tonight. David Peralta with the lone run, a solo shot. Stay tuned. D-backs Live, presented by CenturyLink, comes your way next.